Moiraine and Rand entered the Blight, the prison of the Dark One and the physical manifestation of his corruption on the land, in the last 2 episodes of Season 1.
What is that?
The Blight. We have to go through it to get to the Eye of the World.
But we didn't get to see the real Blight. The Blight in the books has scary, psycho bears. In the books, and I'm assuming in the show too, the Blight is something you want to avoid at all costs unless you are a Shadow Spawn or Dark Friend. And you may remember Dark Friends, they're these fun people.
What are you doing?
I see you. At night in my dreams, all 5 of you. But only one of you matters. Only one of you can be it.
5? What?
The dragon.
I feel like the only scary thing we saw in the Blight for the show was when Moiraine and Rand came across a young man that met his end in the Blight. Pretty much it.
What happened to him?
Boys from the Borderlands sometimes like to test themselves against the Blight. And they usually come up wanting. Don't touch him. Don't touch anything here. The Blight is a rot, which spreads from the Dark One's prison and consumes everything in its path.
So in the books, as you approach the Blight, there is a very special smell that they didn't really acknowledge at all in the show. And the special smell is rotting. Decay. It's thick in the air and it tastes like spoiled meat. The air is so sickening that many gag and then proceed to just vomit everywhere. And I feel very cheated that we didn't get to see that in the show. It is stifling hot and all the vegetation is rotted. Imagine a lush jungle, but it's growing with rot and decay, turning the plants yellow and flecked with black. And as you go further and further into the true Blight, you go from diseased to rotting. The plants are bloated, ready to burst, and some dissolving under its own weight and corruption. Though it sounds weird, you can actually watch a plant grow while it rots at the same time. So the plants in the Blight are pretty sad. But the plants aren't just rotting. The trees will straight up fucking shank you. In the True Blight, the trees look like they are in constant torment, with twisted branches that reach to the sky. They also have pus oozing from their bark, which I don't want to get into too much detail, that's just gross. The gnarled trees will first seem like they're just trembling, which, no big deal. Maybe you're just hallucinating, maybe you're tired, or the Blight is just getting to you. But then you'll notice if a creature gets too close to them, they will whip themselves back and forth to hit the ground and kill whatever it hits. Here's actually Rand being attacked by one of the many trees closing in on the group. He struck out again and again, the heron-marked blades slicing through corrupted limbs, hungry branches jerked back, severed, withering stumps. He almost thought he heard them scream, but always more came, wriggling like snakes, attempting to snare his arm, his waist, his neck. Yeah, the trees scream too, so that's just an added bonus to fucking terrifying land. Oh, and there's sticks that will end you. Yeah, even in the Blight, sticks can just wreck your day. So these creatures, as they're named, look like sticks and hide where the leaves are the thickest. It won't do anything if you don't touch it, but if you do, it's going to bite you, which is going to make things go downhill very quickly for you. The juices from the bite will begin to digest the victim. To save yourself, you need to cut off whatever limb was bitten, and quickly. So good luck if it bit your neck, or your side, or your chest. Yikes. There is some fucked up bear creature in there too, which I never want to meet. Probably wouldn't in real life, but like in my nightmares. It's described as a large body covered in stiff, hair-like bristles with a ton of legs that connect to the body at odd angles. I don't know about you, but when I think about a bear with tons of legs sticking off of it at different angles, that's pretty messed up. But then when you read further along and you learn that on each of those legs are finger-long claws So, screw that. And the head of this creature is mostly mouth and teeth, so that's an added level of no thanks. Interestingly, these creatures do have black blood, and speaking of black blood, some creatures have blood so evil in the blight that it will dissolve things it touches, or steam, or bubble. It's all just gross. There's lots of water in the blight, which we didn't really get to see in the show, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending I guess if you're a dark friend or not, they're full of monsters. I didn't see one fucking water monster in the show. Amazon. And if that isn't all enough for you, in the blight contains giant worms who can easily kill a Fade. Yeah. They were designed to be as horrific looking as possible, and they are incredibly hard to kill. Won't even feel the piercing of an arrow, and their main emotion is hunger. You'll know their approach as they make a scream that sounds like a cracked shepherd's pipes. So basically, in the books, the blight is a hot, rotting, awful smelling growth that contains all sorts of things that will kill you in fun and not so fun ways. In the show, the blight was just some vines and some random jackass with mushrooms growing out of them. Now, Amazon, you coward. Where were our murder bears? Where were our trees body-slamming creatures? What about the sexy, unbearable heat that, makes some people all sweaty and glistening and maybe they have to take off some of their clothes? You shafted us all, Amazon.